First thing we're going to talk about, man, when you're trying to get on your fitness grind or your fitness journey, you have to view your journey as an investment opposed to an expense. A lot of people mess up because they look at it as an expense. Oh, I got to spend this money. Oh, it costs this much. It costs that much. But you got to look at it like a luxury. I'm able to go to the gym. There's people out here who wish they could get a personal trainer and do some squats. There's people in wheelchairs.
Man.
There's people that can't walk. There's people with leg injuries that cannot do what you are capable of doing. There are people who are not able-bodied and they can't go to the gym.
Absolutely.
So you have to look at it like this is a luxury. I'm blessed to do this. Just like Tune just asked me, he said, how you feeling? I'm blessed. I'm awake. I'm blessed. I'm fit. I'm blessed.
I'm grateful.
You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful. So a lot of people mess up because they look at it like they just spending money opposed to actually getting a great return on their investment. One of the best return on investments you could get.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So you got any input on that?
Yeah, man. I like the way you put that, right? Rather than looking at it as another expense, you need to look at it as a priority, right? And that's going to be the best ROI that you can invest in, which is your body, right? Because at the end of the day, your body is it should be your number one priority for a number of reasons, right? Because if your body falls apart, then pretty much everything else in your life will probably fall, be in shambles as well as a result.
Man, I'm telling you,
folks, and it's very unfortunate, but folks will put personal training or their fitness on the back burner quicker than they would any other things, and wonder why things are in disarray or things are unaligned, in their life, or things are not going in their favor. They typically don't have favorable outcomes because their mental is off, their body's off. They don't look how they want to look. They don't feel how they want to feel. And as a result, that transpires into other areas and other avenues of their life. And things just seem very inconsistent just because they haven't made their body, their mental health, and their physical being. They just haven't made that a priority, which they need to do.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand that you got to make it a priority, no matter what your situation is. And I'm glad you said the priority thing, because I was just thinking about a post I made, a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
We know that, the little stepper shit we was laughing at that people doing in the house, thinking they about to lose some damn weight doing this dumbass stepper shit. Anyway, so I did my response to the stepper joint, and this girl commented, and she was like, well, all right. Rewind.
Okay.
So what I said was, you could get a personal trainer, you could get meal preps, you get a gym membership. I went down a list of things you could do opposed to the stepper. And the girl was like, all of those cost too much. What if she can't afford it? So I'm like, look, Planet Fitness is $10. YouTube University is free.
Facts.
CMartyFit Instagram is free. Sweat for the Check. Tunji's Instagram is free.
TikTok is free.
TikTok is free. We got access to so much information now. Google is free.
So many resources.
You know what I'm saying? Even if you're in the beginner stages and don't know what you're doing, you can get started. You can do something. If you can't get the $10 Planet Fitness membership, you can go outside and do some calisthenics. Type in body weight workouts. What can I do? But at the end of the day, you have to make the investment no matter what your pockets look like. You can still make the investment. It might not be investing money. It might be an investment of time, effort, energy, sacrificing, taking your ass to bed at night so you can get up early before you got to get ready for work. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, there's an investment you can make and you can still get better.
Absolutely. And at the end of the day, there's no excuses. I don't want to hear any excuses for anybody, because we're living in an age where as though the internet is plentiful, plenty of resources, plenty of things that you can look into. You don't even need to hire a personal trainer. You can do it DIY, do it yourself. You just got to seek the knowledge, seek the information, and the information it's in abundance and it's available to you. You don't have to have a personal trainer. You can do it step by step as a beginner. There's people putting free information on the internet by the second. As we speak, people are uploading information on how you can improve your physical health. How can you can improve your diet? How can you improve your mindset? So the information is out there. So there's no excuse, even if you don't have the money, because we understand life is hard. Life is life, and for all of us, see, Marty and Rob can agree. Life is tough. Things cost money. Personal training is a luxury. But with that being said, though, if you have a phone, which most of us do, then you have access to the internet and you can do some research on how to, work out. Workouts for beginners, home workouts, body weight exercise. You don't even need weight. you can use your physical body, and then you can learn from people putting free information online on how to improve yourself. So there's no excuse at the end of the day.
Man, I post every day. Like it ain't. I post on Christmas, New Year's. It don't matter. I post every day. My birthday coming up, I'm gonna post on my birthday.
Facts.
If you follow this page, it's like having a personal trainer in your house. I'm being serious, bro. I'm calling you big back. I'm telling you what exercise to do. I just posted a gym vlog last week.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? We talking about nutrition. We reacting to the bullshit online. This like having a personal trainer right in your house for free.
For free.
So it ain't no excuse.
There's no excuse.
So I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. You feel me? Bars. Then another thing too, man. Monique said, "Hey, fitness family." Monique, what's going on, man? Happy Friday to you. Another thing too, man. When we talking about making that investment, look at the shit that we invest in, especially black folks. Look at the shit we haircut, braids, hair in general. Women, y'all know y'all spend a bag on hair, nails, alcohol, snacks for that big backs.
Outback.
For Outback. Going back to, it's like, no, let me just stop. We invested in all types of shit. Did I say alcohol?
Alcohol. Vacations.
Y'all had to stay on a vacation, whether that's Houston, Atlanta, New Orleans, all big back cities, or y'all going out the country to be a big back. We got money for all of that stuff. But then let's keep it real, bro. We in PG County, Maryland. We don't charge that much for training.
At
like
all.
if you cross the border to DC, where different skin color skin tone people live,
for sure,
them prices is different. Me and Toon are not charging premium price.
We're not charging you an arm and a
leg. At the end of the day, you can budget that, because I guarantee everything I just mentioned, you spend that on other shit that's making you a big back, and you can put that into actually bettering your health, bettering your body, being more confident, feeling better, mental health better. Like we said before, the ROI is you can't get a better ROI. So you got to invest in your health, man.
What I'm saying, the narrative is these days is a lot of excuses, and it's funny that we're touching on the topic of excuses, right? And like CMarty mentioned, everybody's willing to invest in all these other things that don't really benefit us in the long run, right? Wasting money, you know. And I'm not going to say you can't go on vacation, because we all need that mental break. We all need to decompress.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we all need to, get away from reality for a little bit, escape from reality, and get our mind right, and kind of, recharge, refresh, and refocus, right? But at the same time, though, we're investing in all these other areas that really don't benefit us long term, right? You're investing into the hair, the nails, the Balenciagas, all this dumb shit, and we're not doing what we need to do to make sure that we live a long life, or we live a long...
Real quick on the hair thing too, especially my black ladies, I ain't got nothing but love for y'all, but y'all be spending this bag on hairstyles that prevent y'all from working out, because y'all be talking about, I can't mess my hair up.
And it's crazy.
And y'all spending the trainer money with that. Find a hairstyle you could use that where you can still train and still look good, because whoever your man is you dealing with, he not tripping off that hair, I promise you. He not, but I guess what? That fupa start fupa, and he gonna strip off of that fupa.
And it's true. And truth be told, he probably won't even trip off that, because if he allows it to even get to that point,
you right.
If he even allows it to get to that point, that means he's doing you a disservice, because he's not keeping you on your game. Which means he needs to invest into the trainer as well too.
Do we know the fellas need to come see these trainers, bro?
It's a lot of folks is uncomfortable,
because majority of our clients are women.
Oh, about
it's not even close.
Yeah, about 90%.
Fellas, y'all need to get y'all ass in the gym too. And y'all be fellas. Did you see the Valentine's Day post? What dudes was doing for their chicks? Which I'm not mad at. I think you should take care of your shorty, show her a good time for Valentine's Day. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But don't tell me you can't afford a personal trainer or I cost too much, because y'all spent the bag on. Am I tripping?
Nah, you're not
tripping.
Am
I being selfish?
I seen a lot of spending going on like it was a second Christmas.
Hey, look, you said it, not me. But at the end of the day, man, training is an investment. It's going to be one of the best investments you make, and it's no excuse not to make it. Let's check out these comments real quick before we move on, man. Danae talking about don't start. Hey, look, I already started. You know what it is when you check this podcast on Friday nights. We going ham. I promise I locked my hair when I decided to commit to the gym. See?
Shout out to Danae. Very, very consistent.
Danae know what it is, man.
She know what it is.
You know what I'm saying? I got nothing but respect for that, man.
100%.
All right, look, man. Next thing, man. If you looking to get results, you got to be able to look in the mirror and be honest with yourself if you want to achieve these results, right? Have I been bullshitting? You have to be able to say, yes, I have been bullshitting.
Yeah.
You can't keep coming up with excuses. Well, hey, look, damn. I got to drop this ball on the podcast. I hope certain people ain't watching the podcast.
Drop it, man.
I ain't gonna say no names ever, but you know, I had a situation with one of my clients earlier this week where
me too. Well, let's tap in.
Oh yeah, you got to say your situation too. Oh, Toon got a topic today too.
It's ridiculous.
But I had a situation with one of my clients this week where she's been struggling with eating, which most people struggle with. So, you know what I'm saying? It's
normal.
You know, I'm getting on her ass. You eating like a big back. I'm going ham. I'm in my bag. You know what I'm saying, Toon? And I was like, okay, what were you doing last night? You left the gym at 4 or 5 o'clock. You know, you went to bed at 10, 11, 12. What were you doing between that time that you couldn't cook a clean meal or go to the grocery store, get a clean meal? Like, what was going on that you had to have a wrap with fried chicken tenders with honey mustard poured on top of it? That was your dinner after the workout.
Man.
Zero nutrients. And I bet she ain't drink no water with that either.
Probably not.
But it's like that you're eating trash after the workout. So what was going on in between that time? You know, me and my boyfriend just broke up. He was blowing my phone up. I ain't feel like eating clean.
Oh, brother.
And it's like, hold on.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
And it's like, okay, real life shit happens.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, and then you got to be on point. So when real life shit does happen, you know, if you are depressed and you do have a bad mood, at least you was clean up until that point where life hit. But every time I ask her the reason, it's a bullshit reason like that.
It's a bullshit reason.
I'm sorry. Like, and you just got to, and when I tell her, yo, that is bullshit. That's a bullshit excuse. And you've been bullshitting. She can't even acknowledge that she been bullshitting. So that's the point. If you want to get results, you got to be able to acknowledge that, hey, I'm on bullshit and I need to fix it.
And you know what's crazy? Me and you, we had a brief conversation after you kind of, you know, brought that to my attention. And I mentioned the fact that those are the type of clients that, seeing as though they're so inconsistent and they're never serious about their goals, they tend to bounce around from trainer to trainer, thinking or blaming the trainer for their lack of discipline and their lack of willingness to better themselves, right? And they always think it's the trainer's fault, but in all actuality, it's their fault. They fail to hold themselves accountable. They fail to have that sit down talk with themselves. And I do this every so often. I would sit down and speak to myself as if there was a second me sitting across from me, and I will go down a list of bad habits. What do I need to work on? What do I need to fix? What do I need to improve on to help me? Self-reflection. And it's a hard conversation, but it's one that needs to be had because nobody's going to hold you accountable. We're all adults here. Nobody's going to hold your hand. This is a cruel world. Nobody gives a damn at the end of the day. So you got to be able to sit yourself down as if you were speaking to yourself and just really take inventory, you know, understand what it is that you need to work on, what it is that you need to stop doing in order to get to the places that you say you want to be and to achieve the goals that you set out for yourself. But until you do that and, you know, take accountability for your BS, things are going to be the same. And if you're staying the same, you know, chances are you're heading backwards.
And this was crazy, bro. Like this same client, and look, full disclaimer, I'm not doing this to shit on clients. I love all of my clients. These are examples that people can relate to. I'm trying to like make this clear to people because they'd be like, all you do is talk about your clients. And I'm like, look, man, y'all, this is
for example purposes.
This is a teaching lesson. This is a fitness podcast. Anyway,
sure.
What's crazy about this same individual is this person has said to me before, you know, I don't really need a trainer. It's not that hard. I could get myself in shape. And it's like, you've been bouncing around from trainer to trainer.
Good trainers.
Good trainers, solid, stamped. You could get yourself in shape, but you never got yourself in shape.
So what's the issue?
So what the fuck is going on? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Clearly, you can't get yourself in shape. Stop lying to yourselves. You got to be honest. But it's just like that lack of honesty is going to keep you getting bigger, and that's going to lead to more insecurity, less confidence, and it's just that shit gonna eat you. Pause. Eat you inside for years to come.
Absolutely.
Pause.
And kind of,
That was crazy.
very crazy. I'm gonna chime in on that. So I had a client, right? I had a client very inconsistent. She'll come one time, she'll show up randomly one time, and then I won't see her for months on end, right? So, I took her off my schedule, right? So I got a schedule. I took off my schedule.
Get her ass out of here.
She called me and she's like, yo, what's going on? Like, I see that I'm not on the schedule anymore. I was like, yeah, because I don't see you. Like, what are you talking about? Makes sense, right? So she comes in. So I'm like, what's going on? How you been? She's like, I've been well. Da, 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 da. I'm like, man, so I was like, when are we going to start building some consistency? When am I going to see you on the regular? When are we going to start to, hit some of these goals that we have set out for you? She was like, I've been work, da 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 da. I'm like, all right, cool.
Everybody has a freaking job.
But then what really struck me, I was just like, I'm like, all right, cool. Everybody has work. All right, I'm like, what's the real reason? Like, let's cut to the chase, right? What's the real reason that you've been inconsistent? She was like, well, it's just been cold. Oh man. When I tell you, my head almost exploded off my shoulders, like on some celebrity death match type shit. I was about to like really lose my marbles, right?
See, that's bullshit, man.
I was like, it's cold, so you didn't show up, right? I'm like, and I told her this scenario because I was dead serious. I was blown.
That's crazy.
I was like, it's cold. I'm like, first of all, that's the lamest excuse I've heard. I was like, you go tell your employer that you don't show up to work, or you're not going to show up to work, or you didn't show up to work because it was cold, and let's see how long you have a job after that. And she was like, wow, you're right. I was like, I know I'm right, because nobody wants to hear that shit, right? You're not going to go tell the person who pays you, you know what I'm saying, who gives you that check, who feeds you, that, oh, I'm not coming to work because it's snow on the ground.
Exactly. Like, what results would you get at work if you had that type of fucking attitude?
Your job is going to be listed on Indeed quicker than they hired you if you keep, up that mentality. So I just let her know, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to train you, but hey, at this point, if you want to be consistent, you want to show up, cool. But if you don't, at this point, I don't really care, because I'm here to service the people that want to improve on themselves, that want to do better at the end of the day.
Yeah, man. You straight?
Nah, Mike.
Oh, that's right. Say something.
Hello? Yeah.
All right, we good. All right, yeah. But nah, all facts, bro. All facts. Sorry about that, y'all. And what's crazier is this same person, bro. I was telling them, like, you got to increase your protein, you got to lift weights,
and not chicken tenders.
Caloric deficit, You know what I'm saying? Just giving the whole science behind it. And this person has the nerve to say, well, eating more protein and lifting weights has never worked for me. It has never helped me lose weight. You've never committed to it. And that's what I'm saying. You can't make the excuse if you've never committed to anything.
If you've never done anything.
And when I say commit to something, I mean 6 months of consistency. You've never trained with me for more than 2 months at a time, maybe 3 months max at a time, right? That's the most you train with me. So that's 90 days, 90 fucking days, and you haven't committed to any meal plan there. So you have to be able to be willing to commit for at least 6 months. You know what I'm saying? If you want to see significant change, and you can't say something doesn't work for you if you don't put at least 6 months in. You know what I'm saying? So that shit blew me. And then the same person, not to point this person out, but this be a lot of people's mindsets. I try not to do this, but sometimes with women it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm a man. The shit works with men.
Okay.
So if I'm like, hey, Tune,
sure.
This might be a bad example, but it's the first person I can think of.
Okay.
This what Simeon Panda does. This what Mike Rashid does to get their abs tighter. You know what I'm saying? But I'll do that, and I'll use Lori Harvey for one example for a girl.
Sure.
I don't want to look like Lori Harvey. You know damn well if you woke up looking like Lori Harvey, you'd be the happiest girl on earth. Get the fuck out of here. What are you talking about?
Ecstatic.
If you don't want to look like Lori Harvey, what you want to look like?
You don't want to look like yourself.
You want to look like? That's what I'm saying, bro. And it's just
you
like,
sure gonna pick her over yourself.
The rebuttals are so fucking crazy, bro. I'm just like, I can't help you.
The
bro.
Pushback is nonsense.
The pushback is crazy. The only thing you don't want to push back is that fucking gut.
and your excuses.
You don't want to push no weight, but you want to push back at your trainer. Get out of here with that big back shit. You know what I'm saying? Another thing too, man. You still only think cardio. Like, I'm sitting here teaching you, you still think cardio and eating soup and salads is what's going to work.
It's not going to
You
work.
know what I'm saying? So you just got to be coachable and get out that mindset, bro. So got to be able to look in the mirror and acknowledge that, hey, I'm bullshitting. I need to step it up. I need to do better, whatever it is. All right. So that's just, a skill that you got to develop on your fitness grind. Anything you want to add to them before we move on?
This is a side note. So I was driving yesterday
Mhm.
and I hardly listen to the radio station when I'm in my car. I usually got my own music playing, but for whatever reason, I just happened to tune into the radio, 92.3 in particular, right? 92Q, right? That's what they call it, 92Q. So I'm listening, right? And I'm just, they got the commercials running, XYZs. I'm listening to the commercial and, oh man, it was bad. So apparently there was a Wendy's, a grand opening for a Wendy's opening up, and they said Whitehall Road. And if anybody's familiar with Baltimore, that area or that street, it kind of sparked my, my attention, right? Whitehall Road. I'm like, okay, this is somewhere in Baltimore. And then considering where the radio station 92Q. So, but nevertheless, though, the lady was promoting, like advocating for a grand prize for, I don't know, however many people showed up for the grand opening for a brand new Wendy's to a black radio station.
Brother,
Just being an advocate for poor health in the black community, as if we're not the leading statistic for all the negatives as far as it pertains to health. You know what I'm saying? And it really hurt because at the end of the day, we're trying to paint a picture that we're trying to paint a positive narrative as far as nutrition and empowering black people to adopt healthier habits, adopt a different way of thinking, adopt different mentalities as we see food, as we see fitness, and for them to just be kind of doing the opposite, the polar opposite, especially over the airways to our people. It's not a good look. And I just felt bad because I'm just like, man, imagine you're promoting giving cash prizes or whatever prize that they had for people to attend this new Wendy's, a grand opening. I'm just like, bro, it's bad. It's bad news out here, bro.
Yeah, that shit's sad, bro. It's sad, and
that's a major radio station in our community.
Hey, and unfortunately, man, in our community, people act like, just because we have fast food restaurants in our neighborhoods, that's the only option. Just because we got Popeyes, Wendy's, that's the only thing we can eat. Royal Farms, that's the only thing we can eat.
But sadly enough, Chris, you're right. You're absolutely right. But you're typically a product of your environment, right? And,
yeah, for sure.
And if you don't know, like most black people don't know, or most people don't know in general, if you're anything like us, you understand, like, all right, this is garbage. Royal Farms is garbage. Wendy's is garbage. Pizza Hut, McDonald's, Burger King, et cetera, Checkers, right? But if that's all you see around you, if that's all of what's available to you, at the end of the day, you're subconsciously going to be like, all right, cool. Well, these are my options. These are the places that I can eat at, right? Yeah. And because if you go over the bridge to Alexandria, or if you go over to Virginia, anywhere, you don't see none of these places at all. You start to see places that you've never seen before. I go over there, I'm like, whoa, this place looks very healthy. Let me go check them out. And I think to myself, I'm like, well, why is this? And at the end of the day, it's all strategic. They put these fast food places in, areas that are highly populated with African Americans, folks that look like you and I, for a specific reason. But if you go over there to where they wine and dine, you don't see McDonald's or carryouts on every corner.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, when I say that, I'm not saying it's healthy options as far as fast food.
Sure.
But what I'm saying is you might have to put a little extra effort in to eat healthy.
True.
You know what I'm saying? You might have to go to the grocery store and buy actual food and cook that shit and eat leftovers. People, I don't eat leftovers. So you so hooked on not eating leftovers that you rather just go to Royal Farms and get the 3-piece with the biscuit and French fries because you won't eat leftovers. And that's what I'm saying. Like, people can make the extra effort. And that's why, and I understand it's not like the lack of education is ridiculous when it comes to health and nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I do what I do. I'm trying to put the information out there. You see a black face, fit dude, you know what I'm saying? I talk like us, look like us, got braids like us, got tattoos like us. That's why I do what I do. That's why I don't plan on cutting my hair, and I try to
Me
show my
neither.
tattoos when I can, because they need to see a ninja talking about this.
Facts. Somebody that looks like
somebody that looks like us doing it. So that's part of the reason I do what I do. But yeah, we don't have healthy restaurants. I see y'all talking about it in the comments real quick. And you mind going to them comments real quick, Rob? D Wee, what's going on, D Wees? He said this life ain't for everybody.
facts.
Natalia talking about excuses. Talk your shit, Natalia. Tasha, it starts with taking accountability. It all starts with accountability.
Facts. Shout out to Tasha.
Shout out Tasha. Mr. Scott, PG County don't have a lot of healthy options.
At all.
It doesn't.
At all.
And then they said we really don't. Yeah, it's not a lot of healthy options, but you got to make the extra effort to be healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have a chopped salad or a fucking, what's the other spot? Sweet green. We don't have green. That. We don't have that shit here. So you got to make your own salad. It don't mean you can't have salad just because we don't have a sweet green here.
But I feel like if we had more healthier food outlets for people to,
I agree,
to eat at and dine in at,
I agree.
Then that would kind of open their mind to understanding what it means to eat healthier. But if you have nothing but fast food, carry outs, liquor stores, tobacco shops, 40 of them within under a mile's radius,
for sure,
then you're going to be subjected to your environment and eating this garbage on the daily and not really. And then not only that, but the stuff that they're putting in these foods, it has an effect on
and what foods we talking about
as far as these fast foods like McDonald's and burgers. The ingredients, the ingredients, the ingredients that they put in these foods are the ingredients that they put in these foods. They put these ingredients in these foods to have you hooked on it, to mess with your brain chemistry, to have you keep coming back. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just sad, man. I just wish we had healthier options. I just wish things weren't the way they are right now.
Well, this is my rebuttal to that. And sure. I'm a no excuse by any means.
Me
guy.
too.
You know what I'm saying? I know you are. But you kind of like, you trying to understand it. I don't be trying to understand that shit.
Like, well, we know.
So, yeah, I know you know. I'm just
yeah.
But this is my thing, man. And Tune and Rob, I don't know if you can disagree or agree. We know a lot of fit people.
Mm-hmm.
Do them motherfuckers eat majority of their meals at home or out?
Home cooked.
Even the people I know in white neighborhoods with Sweet Green, with all the fucking healthy restaurants, fucking juice in place, they eat most of their shit at home too. They got their meals prepared.
Mm-hmm.
They're really not going to fast food restaurants. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So even though I agree with you that it would help, it would be beneficial if we had healthier restaurants. But the people who really fit and stay fit for longevity and stay fit for a long fucking time, they eat their shit at home and have their shit prepared.
I agree.
So at the end of the day, you gotta make the extra effort.
Long story short, what CMarty is saying, there's no excuse.
There's no excuses,
there's no
man.
Excuse.
We the source, man. If you're not trying to unbig that back, don't watch the podcast. If you ain't trying to get rid of that belly, don't watch the podcast.